Good morning, everyone. This is Francis Nicholas, and this is Can You Filter Water Science Inquiry. First off, the building of the interest in the subject. The allium was something that I'd never heard of before. Video of the guys at the river and the MIT presentation kind of blew my mind how this stuff can work. I was curious about charcoal. Why is it in all of the filters I'd ever seen? So I learned about activated and unactivated charcoal and how they work differently. I thought of this very logically with the larger particles first to sift out larger particulates, and then comparing it to the Earth's surface and how that works as a system. The allium was probably the biggest thing that was interesting to me because I hadn't heard of it before. So I used clean tap water, put some dirt from my garden in it, shook it up, and then I used a solution of about a quarter teaspoon to a quarter of a cup of allium, shook that up, added the dirty water, and then compared the two side by side for 30 minutes as I was putting my other things together. And you can see the progress that the dirty water starts to kind of allow particulate to fall, but the allium solution on the right makes it happen much, much faster. My material prep, I have small plastic Dixie cups. To start, I tried cutting the bottom off and wrapping it with a coffee filter. That didn't work because without the bottom, there was not structural strength. So I used push pins to poke holes in the bottom of my cups, trim the coffee filters, wrap them with rubber bands around the cup, and then use push pins to suspend the cups above each layer of materials. I started off thinking that a coffee filter would be a pretty effective tool to filter out water, so I put my dirty water in a cup with just a coffee filter, and you can see that the water out was much cleaner. My first attempt, I thought logically, cheesecloth, gravel, sand, charcoal, because I researched activated charcoal has small holes in it. That's why it's used in so many filters. And then my coffee filters just to make sure nothing blended together. That took really long, so I made a second attempt and removed the coffee filters and kept everything in the same order. My third attempt, I thought, well, the Earth doesn't have space between it, so I stacked all of my materials in a single cup with no coffee filter. My third attempt, I thought was true to the Earth's surface. I thought it was a fail. The water went through really, really fast, but I don't think I would want to drink that water. My second attempt, again, the water went through really fast. I was kind of in disbelief because I thought this should work. So I put the water through a second time, and it got much cleaner the second time. By the third time, the filter looked like it would be effective. Still don't know if I would drink it, but it's much better. The first attempt, my logical thought, took a lot of time. After 60 minutes, there was no water in my collection cup. So I let it sit overnight. By the time I came back the next morning, you can see some particulates, but definitely water that I think I would drink. And the allium, because it was so curious to me, I let sit for 24 hours. On the left, you can see the water looks almost crystal clear. And on the right, my control, what was left of it, there's still very cloudy, and I don't think I would drink that. In the end, I'm not much of a science guy, but I really enjoyed this. It was something new for me. I got to investigate things that were new to me that I had never heard of, answered my own questions. I independently went out and found some resources about things I didn't know, the charcoal, more about the allium. I even brought it to school and talked to a colleague who teaches our engineering courses. He shared that he does the same thing on how we could use something like this for developing nations. So I thought incredible inquiry, very learner self-driven, so very effective activity. Thank you.